Hello everyone, I am Zagassi and I'm playing the Attack of the BT mod pack. Recently I was watching videos from chimnyswift and he wants to make a wireless player detector to see whether a player is in his base or not, and this is what I came up with. So let's imagine that this here is the enemy base. All you gotta do is dig a hole and hide it, entity detector, together with a timer facing down and a repeater facing down at 8 ticks. The timer needs to be at 1 second, and on the output of the repeater, place down 2 item ducts, a tesseract, a chest, and 2 more item ducts. So at the repeater output, you need to make the output of the chest and create a cycle here. The tesseract, you will set up a frequency, let's say 111, which will be the name of the player base, and you add it, set it. Okay, I have set the tesseract to owner only and disable redstone signal control and sending and receiving all kinds of items. And this is the setup that you need on the desired player base. Now this is in your base, and what you need is a lamp together with a comparator, a chest, a tesseract here, 2 item ducts on both sides, and a timer with a repeater at 8 ticks again, but this time the timer will have a 5-second delay on it. And the same thing, on the output of the repeater will be the output of the chest, and make a cycle. So one last thing, set up the tesseract in the same frequency as the one on the enemy's base, and for each person you need to create a new frequency. Now you go to the enemy's base, and inside the chest you place 2 different items. So what will happen when the enemies leave the base is that the timer will start running and making this item duct remove the items from the chest, sending to the tesseract, which will send the items to your base. And then the items will come to the chest, turning the lamp on, meaning that there's no player in that base. So it represents a threat. Since this timer has a 5-second interval and that one only 1, by the time I send 1 item here to there, that could send me 5 items back. And since I got 2 items, I will always have 1 item here, keeping the lights on. If I go back to my base, let's say that I'm the enemy, within 10 seconds the lights will go off, which will mean that I got back to my base. There you go, lights are off. Once again, if I leave, the lights should go on. So this time I'll be making a test where the 2 bases are far enough that if there's no one in the other base, the chunks will be unloaded. So I have the same setup here, 5-second timer, 8 ticks repeater, a cycle here in the chest, a comparator pointing to a white lamp, and I will set the tesseract to owner only, ignore redstone control, send and receive. Now this time, since it's a different one, I'll use different numbers, and other name base. You add it, set it, and now let's fly to the other base. And we will build the same structure as before, and I really recommend you doing it in your base first so that you only need to go to the enemy base once. So you place your entity detector set to player, a timer, and a repeater. Now, if you get the timer upside down, all you gotta do is get a screwdriver and right click it so the output is facing downwards. Then again, item duct, tesseract, chest, 2 more item ducts, making a cycle, 1 second on the timer and 8 ticks on the repeater. Set the tesseract owner only, ignore send and receive all other name base, OK, and place the 2 items. So same thing, the enemy is leaving the base, the time is running, items are going through the tesseract to the other one, and now in your base you will be able to see the lights turning on, meaning that the enemy left his base and he's probably a threat coming to your base. Now let's make the opposite. Let's say that the enemy is in his base and logged out or anything. So to represent the enemy, I will get a pig, so I have to change the filter of the entity detector to output no filter, and I will spawn a pig here. So now the pig is our enemy, and normally if we left the base the timer would start running, but now it's not because there is our theoretical enemy there. So let's fly back to our base where the lights should be off. Boom, they're off now, which means that your enemy is in his base. And now even if the player disconnects and unload completely the chunks, these lights will keep off and will only turn on again if the player relog in his base and leaves. Then it will turn on again. So that's basically how it works. I hope you liked it, and I see you later. Bye bye.